Love is not the absence of pain. It's the courage to stay after the mask falls off. We all crave love, connection, safety, someone who truly sees us. But have you noticed a pattern that repeats itself over and over? It starts with intensity, promises, and affection, what modern psychology calls love bombing. Then, just when you get comfortable, the affection is withdrawn. The cycle begins. Idealize, then devalue. Closeness, then distance. At first, it feels like magic. You're swept off your feet by someone who says all the right things, mirrors your hopes and wounds, gives you the attention you've always wanted. But what happens the moment you show your real self? What happens when the honeymoon phase ends and the masks start to slip? Suddenly, the attention fades. You feel them pulling away, becoming colder, more distracted, less present. You wonder, did I do something wrong? Did I reveal too much? Am I too much? But this isn't about you. It's about their fear, the fear of true intimacy. Nietzsche saw this a century ago. He wrote, "Invisible threads are the strongest ties." But he also warned that most people cannot handle those invisible threads. Why? Because real love demands the courage to face another human soul without illusions, without the mask, without control. Most people aren't searching for a partner to understand, but for someone to possess, someone to fill their emptiness, someone to serve as a solution to their loneliness. Nietzsche didn't romanticize love. He saw that our relationships are often built on ego, not empathy. He wrote, "It is not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages." Object relations theory, a branch of modern psychology, says that most people relate to others not as they are, but as objects, projections of unmet needs, childhood wounds, or fantasies. They fall in love with an idea, not with you. The moment you show your flaws, your independence, or your boundaries, the spell is broken. Now the fantasy crumbles, and so does the illusion of love. This is why love bombing so often turns to withdrawal. The ideal partner is never real. As soon as real intimacy, vulnerability, conflict, true closeness emerges, fear takes over. The other person withdraws because real connection feels risky. It threatens their control. Here's the paradox. Most people are terrified not of being unloved, but of losing their ability to control the narrative. Nietzsche understood this. He saw that real love begins where control ends. He wrote, "There is always some madness in love, but there is also always some reason in madness." Think about it. When you stopped performing, stopped pleasing, stopped being perfect, what happened? Did love deepen, or did distance grow? Too often, we discover that what was called love was just a mirror for someone else's needs, insecurities, or search for validation. They never wanted to love you. They just didn't want to lose control of you. Real love requires a kind of surrender, letting go of the urge to possess or fix the other. It is the courage to face the unknown, to walk into another person's darkness, not just their light. But for most, that is terrifying. Why? Because loving someone without a mask means risking rejection, disappointment, and the pain of true intimacy. Object relations theory explains it clearly. We relate to people the way we were related to as children. If we learned that love is conditional, based on performance or perfection, we carry those patterns into adulthood. We chase those who withdraw. We withdraw from those who get too close. Nietzsche believed most people would rather have control than connection, power than partnership. He observed, "Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster." In love, the monster is often our own fear, fear of being seen, fear of losing ourselves, fear of being truly vulnerable. This fear creates endless cycles of pursuit and distance, love bombing and withdrawal. The strongest relationships are not the ones with the most fireworks, but the ones that survive the mask falling away when the fantasy dies and two real, imperfect humans remain. Nietzsche was skeptical about humanity's ability to love deeply. He saw that most love is self-interest in disguise. He wrote, "Love of one is a barbarity, for it is exercised at the expense of all others. Love of God likewise. True love is rare, because it means giving up the illusion of control. It means seeing and accepting the other's whole self, light and shadow. So what can we do? First, recognize that not everyone is capable of real love. Most people are searching for comfort, not connection. Security, not surrender. Control, not true partnership. If you are someone who wants to love and be loved for your real, unmasked self, you have to be willing to walk through loneliness, disappointment, and rejection. Nietzsche reminds us, the demand to be loved is the greatest of all arrogant presumptions. Love cannot be demanded, possessed, or forced. It must be given freely, and it must survive the death of fantasy. Here's the real test. Can you love after the mask falls away? Can you stay when it's uncomfortable, when flaws show, when vulnerability is exposed? Can you let go of the urge to fix, possess, or control? Most will not. Most will leave when things get real. But the strongest, invisible threads are spun not out of fantasy, but out of the courage to love someone after their mask has fallen. That is where real intimacy and real love finally begin. And maybe this is the hidden gift in Nietzsche's warning. When you recognize how rare true love actually is, you stop blaming yourself for other people's withdrawal. You realize you're not unlovable or too much. You're just willing to go where most people refuse. You become the exception, not the rule. And in that exception, you'll find the handful of souls who want to meet you, mask off, heart open, reality and all. If you're tired of superficial connections and ready for something deeper, even if it means being alone for a while, subscribe for more on Nietzsche, psychology, and the courage to love without illusions. Share your story in the comments. When did you see the mask fall? Did you stay, or did you walk away? Real love isn't for everyone, but if you're still listening, it might just be for you.